today is Sunday. It's September 27th. We out here where the unfortunate incident just occurred. I'm standing out here with some people I'm real close to. Mark, I'm gonna tell everybody who you are, Paul, and just tell people who you are, and then I'll ask y'all some questions on what we need to do.
Mark Carter, activist in the community for social and economic justice. Deal with social and economic justice. A lot of these murders that be going on. But what? It's just an activist. But what?
And I know y'all seen Mark already. They got the camera. They be right there in them politicians' face. Paul, tell our people who you are.
Organization called Vote. And it's such a discouraging thing because they just did some houses over here on Lexington, right here on Polk Lexington. And the same little kids that's on this block here, we was fighting hard to try to put them kids. So had them kids been working 2 years ago. Some of them would have been plumbers, some would have been carpenters, but because they made sure that none of the Mexicans was working there, and them kids, that time they went past, and now they done got older, and then they got hopeless. They feel like, man, look, all this stuff is based on these jobs.
We black men out here, and let me finish. Go ahead, Ralph.
Ralph Hopkins, mentor, community activist, mentor in information technology community.
When y'all saw that Garage Cafe, that's Ralph right here on the next block over. All right, go ahead, Mark.
Marlo Williams, brother of Tyrone Williams, cousin of Percy Davis. They were killed right here where we were standing, senseless, Friday night. Basically just want to get some answers. Why? Our kids is being killed like they have on army stripes, like it's a war in the streets. That's all we want to know is why.
Now, Chicago, man, we always have so many murders, man. And we got our mayor right now trying to bring the Olympics here while we standing out here. You heard what Paul said. What about the job? You know what I mean? A lot of this whole fight is about economics, man. What you gotta say, man? What should the people be doing out there that's listening to YouTube?
Well, you know, a lot of times we see after a young man, or in this case 2 young men have been killed, we see a lot of the black leadership come out here and do the marches while the cameras are rolling, but after the cameras are gone, they're gone. So we're not going to deal with the fact that if we put these children murder, really supposed to be totally eliminated, then we're going to keep on seeing the deaths of our community. In communities like North Lawndale, we have the largest industrial corridor than any other community across this city. Less than 1% of our young people and people in general are working in the industrial corridor. Where there's no jobs and there's long years of poverty, you're going to have murder, you're going to have all this negative stuff.
But what about the black aldermen though? I mean, we got 18 out of 19 black boys black, man, so are they doing their job?
It's clear that they're not doing their jobs. And if you look, if you look at the ordinance that was just passed on the Olympics, they've just signed an ordinance to take property from the people and give them market value. And if you're a renter, you have 90 days to find somewhere to live. Now, what does that have to do with what we're dealing with at this point? With these young men's murder? I'll show you the comparison and why I'm speaking on that. The mayor, along with the black leadership, sat down on how they would present Chicago as a place to accommodate the Olympics. And they came to the conclusion, because of all the killing that's going on, and the IOC is saying to the mayor that it's way too dangerous in your city for us to bring the Olympics. Well, the mayor's solution to that was, well, we're going to use eminent domain and wipe their mothers and fathers out. When we wipe their mothers and fathers out, when we got to worry about the children being on the corners, hanging out no more, selling dope and killing. So you understand what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with it from the standpoint of pumping the resources in and putting it to work, you're going to wipe the entire family out.
Just move them out. I mean, look at the projects. I mean, it's the same thing.
They're going to wipe they don't care where you live. It's on you.
About that paper.
They want you out. That's what they want. They want you out of the community.
Now, we got next year's the election. Well, 2011 is the election. Do you guys feel like some of the people will really stand up this time and put some people in there listen to the grassroots?
I think for a fact that these elected officials have pretty much ran their course. I think that they may try to come with a new crop of new Uncle Toms, But I think these old Uncle Tom politicians pretty much, and Angie Mammoth, because they both working together. Ain't no, she's a female. She know what she's doing. There's more women. Look. First of all, there's more powerful black women in the city of Chicago than any other state. You got black women that's county assessors, aldermen, work at the county board, work on the state level. And for these young women to be all diked out, all on drugs, cribs, and homeless, you see at night more young homeless women today pushing their kids. That's because they have set up a culture. I'm talking about women of Angie-Mamanism. But they don't care nothing about, they don't have, where's the motherhood, the sisterhood that these black women have? These women are not black women. These are Angie Mamas and house niggas.
And on the flip side,
because I was going to say, you said the women, but what about the men too? I see a disconnect from the power people in power, and us at the grassroots level.
There's no disconnect. There's no disconnect. They're not. They are part of the administration. The older sister that was out here sitting right. Once they put on their blue uniform, they ain't no black or white cops. They all blue. Once they have become an elected official, this man here helped the alderman get in there. All he wanted to do was to teach these children. This brother right here. He wanted to teach these kids, even though we was our adversaries. But we've never fell out with him in the sense that he has the right to choose who he wants to choose. But when it was all said and done, this man here wanted to be right there on that same block where the young cats is at, and train them in computers, get more funding. He want to do a whole lot of things. There's a lot of things that grassroots organizations like he got, like we got, can't get ahead, because even after, okay, if Paul win, if Mark win, I know them, we ain't gonna be mad at him forever. If he win, if his candidate win, we ain't gonna be mad with him forever. So it was like a split-like thing. It didn't work out either way. He didn't win, and his candidate won, and she didn't do the right thing. They didn't do the right thing by a long shot. And then now we back at square one again.
I think it's important for us to hold all of them accountable.
Exactly.
I think it's important for us to hold the preachers accountable, running around in poverty pimping, and selling the people a message that something's going to fall out the sky for them and robbing them blind. I think we need to start holding our elected officials accountable. I think Paul said it right when he said that a lot of the old, people who've been a part of this corruption and so forth, are dying off now, and now these young people got to step up to the plate. And I think that we really need to try to galvanize these young people and bring them closer together and empower them, with the civics and the political landscape, because the truth of the matter is that the power lies in the young people's hand, and we could change the whole political landscape overnight. We don't have to wait years to do this.
And that's what I loved about you running. And that's what I'm saying. When you got young people running, and you had the elders not even sit down saying, "Let me give you some guidance, some insight," that says something. They're trying to hold on to that power.
Absolutely. And not one time have I mentioned that I ran for alderman. And the reason why I didn't mention that is because that's not important. You see what I'm saying?
But it is important.
It's important, but I mean, but a lot of people grandstand with this type of stuff. But I'm saying to you, look, let me say something, especially you, man, because this is your brother that this happened to. I go back to what I just said to you, and a lot of the ads are going to be open after October 2nd. The day after they say that we have the Olympics, you're going to see them uproot these communities like never before.
Absolutely.
In Seoul, Korea, they made 720,000 people leave the country for the Olympics.
The whole country.
Now, in your mind, and in most of our minds, we can't fathom them uprooting 720,000 people. Well, you couldn't fathom 80% of New Orleans been on the water, but you saw it was underwater, didn't you? All right, now you getting ready to deal with this whole thing because the killing is so prevalent. Never have they ever rose this murder up and always played it up in the news like they doing it. What they doing is what they call a takedown. In the FBI, they do what they call a takedown. Wherever there's a problem, they keep on highlighting. They highlight it, you know what I'm saying? So they can annihilate it. And when they annihilate it, nobody's gonna say nothing about it. So after October 2nd, what their plan is